sparrows are hiding over there in the hedge. Magnolia tree. Got her winter coat on. And it is a beautiful snowy day. Happy Flossmas Day too, everybody. Luna, don't eat the yellow snow. Happy Wednesday, FlossTube. Hello, crafty friends. My name's Caroline. Welcome back. Daily Crafty Chat. And because it is December the 2nd, it is day 2 of Flossmas. And auctions are starting today. I am trying to raise a little money this month for Muscular Dystrophy Canada, and I'm doing that 2 different ways. First way is there is a holiday chart pattern, Home for the Holidays, designed by Patty Break of 4 Boys and a Newfoundland Girl, and that is the Flossmas 2020 Holiday Charity Ornament, and you can find that over in Patty's Etsy shop, www.4boys. No, that's actually her homepage. I'm going to leave a link in the drop down box below to both Patty's YouTube channel and also her Etsy shop, where you can find your copy of the chart. It is the design that is going to open every single one of my Flossmas videos. So it's the cottage with the chimney and the snowman and the ski poles, and so it's a very sweet chart this year. I have chosen some fabric options for it, but I haven't pulled the floss yet, because that's always the part that takes a while for me, because I am going to be digging through my stash floss and using what I have on hand. So I need to, I need to sort through and see what's going to go with what and what I've got. And anyways, I haven't done that yet, but I have chosen a few fabrics from the drawer, a couple of remnants and a couple of offcuts from some other pieces that I've used, a couple of 40 count pieces and 132. And once I've pulled the floss, then I'll stick it on the fabric and see what I like to put together. So I hope to start that this weekend. But I have another new start coming up this weekend, and that is the Morrison Stitch Along, which is the Traditional Stitches 20th anniversary celebratory sampler stitch that was designed by Nicola Parkman. Just a note about that. If you purchase the supplies and you purchase the 45 count Russian tea cake linen that many of us are stitching it on, because it's an odd number, it's got that the direction of the fabric. Nicola Parkman apparently has put out her video on this, and so I still have yet to watch it, and so I was going to watch that before deciding on how to orient my fabric. And then if anyone else was wondering, if you've also got the 45 count fabric, you may want to give her video a watch before starting the stitch along. I did start my 2 new starts yesterday. I have a sock start and I have my Miss Margaret Ann Rollo start. I have a very small start, but I've got my fabric. I had to prep my fabric, I had to serge the fabric, and then I just put a couple of lengths of floss in. So what I'm going to do is, in a moment, before I say goodbye today, I'm going to flip the camera around and show you nice close-ups of what I worked on, so that you get a good picture of the colors and all the good stuff. I also did my 30 minutes this morning with my coffee and my mitten pattern, which was, like I said yesterday, always such a nice way to start the day. That chart is available in my shop, www.evertote.com, if you'd like to stitch the mitten along with me. It was designed by Rachel Nichols of Leah Patterns for the 2018 bag that I put out for Evertote. So that's what I'm working on in the morning. And yeah, other than that, today I have a lot of sewing to do. So a lot of bags to put together today. So that's my biggest job. Okay, so the auctions starting today. So every Wednesday over on my Instagram page, I have two. I have one for the shop, which is at Evertotes, but I also have a more personal page, which is at Off the Grid Needlearts. And every Wednesday this month, I'm going to be listing a few items up for auction where 100% of the proceeds are going to be directly donated by the winning bidder to the charity of our Flossmas, the one that I chose this month. I did the same charity last year, Muscular Dystrophy Canada. And the donation will be directly donated to them, and then the winning bidder will then email me proof of the donation, and then the item will be shipped to you. The items that I have, I'm going to start with 3 items this week. I was just going to start with one, but I had an email yesterday from a Holly, and Holly has some, okay, there's a proper way to say her name, and is it Taya Guvner, or is it Thea? I think it's Taya, but I'm not sure. Taya Guvner kits, full kits, unopened kits of, okay, well there are a number of them, but the 2 that I'm going to offer up today that are actually going to be sent directly by Holly, who is donating them, the coffee sampler and the tea sampler. And I'm not gonna lie when I say that I feel like bidding on the coffee one myself because they're lovely. They're really lovely. So the Needle Minder by Clay by Kim, which is the I'm going to put in a photo with the proper name of that particular dragon, because it's a peppermint tail something. I have the name of it. I just off the top of my head, I can't get it quite right. So I will put a photo in with the name. Also, all of the details will be in the listing itself, as well as I'm going to pop in photos here of the 2 kits, full kits, coming from a non-smoking, cat-friendly home, and they are never, like, they're unused, they're sealed in the packaging, and those are going to be up for bid today. So I have a little bit of work to do to figure out where to start the bidding, and then the way it will work is the first bidder will bid the amount that we start at, and subsequent bids will go up by $1. You will tag the person who is the previous bid in your reply, and then the dollar value of your bid in the comment. So in your comment, you tag at whoever who had the last bid, and then you put your dollar value of your bid, and then it goes like that. So you will, if someone outbids you by $1, you should receive a notification in your Instagram notifications that someone has tagged you with a new figure. So then if you choose to up your bid by $1, then you can go back in and so on and so forth. So it should be fairly apparent. Now, I'm going to do my very best to stay on top of the bidding and make sure that it's correct, because sometimes what can happen is 2 people can put in a dollar figure at the same time, or someone can miss a comment where someone has placed a bid. So I'm going to really try hard to keep track of the order of the comments and the dollar value bids. So just if you can also be really watchful of where the dollar number is at, don't just assume that it's that number. Look through, look through a little bit, and if somebody has actually tagged somebody and there's another dollar figure there, just try to watch it, because sometimes I've seen Michelle go in and have to correct someone's bid. So it's highly likely that may happen, but if we can try to avoid that bit of confusion, then things should run fairly smoothly. So we'll see how we go. So once again, those 3 items today, the Clay by Kim needle minder, the Dragon Peppermint Tail needle minder, the Thea Guvner coffee sampler, and the tea sampler. So those will be 2 separate entries. And then again, you're bidding on those. I'm going to leave the bidding open for 1 week until next Wednesday, when I will have 2 or 3 new items up for bid next week. And once again, thank you so much for helping me support a charity, a cause, you know, a cause that is very, very near and dear to my heart. If you would like to know why muscular dystrophy is of particular interest to me, I did a video last year as to why I chose this particular cause, and I will leave a link to that video in the drop down box below, just in case you'd like to know why that this particular cause, muscular dystrophy, means a lot to me and my family. So thank you, thank you, thank you. What I'm going to do now is clearly my co-host is having a good nap, but I will I'm going to turn the camera around now, and I'm going to share with you all of the I'm going to show some close-ups of my crafting from last night, and then I'm going to get back to work. So have a great day. I'll say goodbye in a minute once I've done filming the crafty goodness. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so I've got you on my work table today, some holiday bags that I'm working on finishing up. And I got, oh, why is that stuck to that? Oh, because look it, I was wondering why I couldn't move this. Look, there's my scissors. They're stuck to my magnet. That's why I couldn't get the chart off of my, anyways, here we go. Here's my mitten pattern. And look at those teeny tiny stitches. So I worked in my fill in here, that teal in the snowflakes there. It's so sweet. I love that. So yeah, slow and steady, but hey, look at what an hour's worth of stitching over 2 days, you know, it all adds up, doesn't it? There's my needle minder from Arlene Cohen's retreat, New Jersey. That was a lot of fun. Okay, so that's my mitten that I've been working on with my coffee. And here is my, oh, hang on, I'm just gotta go get the chart. Okay, Miss Margaret Ann Rollo, which was my new start yesterday. This is a pattern by Just Stitching Along. Krista Gramer. It's such a sweet, sweet chart. And again, I am adding the Merry Christmas optional add-on at the bottom of this sampler. And I am going to be using some of the called for floss and others from my stash. So I showed these in yesterday's video. There's the Color and Cotton. This is called Sea Glass. And so this is what I am replacing. There's this DMC right there. I think it's 775, but anyways, that's such a beautiful color. There's the, so yeah, Sea Glass. And those are these two are called for, so 598 and 738. Now this is not a called for, and you can look at that old number. Yeah, this has been in my, this was either in my stash for a really long time, or this came from my friend Audrey when I inherited some of her thread. So those older numbers always make me happy when I dig into an old skein and I think, yay, I'm finally using it. So this is not a called for, but I thought it was a really perfect dark green to go in the top. So here's my start. And so I did start with that dark green in the top, and that, it's not showing up really well, but that is the Sea Glass. That's the Sea Glass right there. Let's see if we can, there. This is a 32 count silk weaver fabric, and it's the taupe colorway. And I purchased it from my now needlework shop, local needlework shop, Stitch It Central. And it's a really loose weave. So I have put, and actually I do this quite often, but I've got some extra quilt batting that I've put under my snaps to help keep it a bit more taut in there. So, yep, just a little tiny start, but a start nonetheless. Okay, I just told you all about my bag, my Christmas sock bag, and then realized I wasn't recording it, so I'm going to do it all over again. This is a bag that I made, a Christmas bag that I made about 3 or 4 years ago. It was one of the first times that I'd put out a Christmas bag that wasn't part of a collaboration with the Fiber Friends. That year I did both. I did the collaboration with Adrian and Louise, yarn and a pattern. It was a hat pattern that year. And then I think I did about 20 of these sets separately as well. And of course, I just loved this fabric so much, I had to keep a bag for myself. So my Christmas socks are in here. And look at that. Look at that colorful goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, so as you can see, I started my sock. So here is the Leo and Roxy yarn that I shared yesterday. This is the October 2019 Sock of the Month Club, and I don't think it gets much closer to my absolutely favorite colors in the whole wide world in this skein. It's just glorious, absolutely glorious. It's so pretty. And there's that little pop of, teeny little bit of mustard in the main skein that the mini complements. So the heel and toes will be in this color. So I cast on last night in bed, and then I couldn't put it down. So I am halfway through the cuff. Oh, I see a little Luna hair there. Anyways, Luna is a white dog, white and caramel. So, you know, we invest heavily in lint rollers in this house. But isn't it pretty? It's so pretty. I just couldn't put it down. I couldn't put it down because the color was just so pleasing to me. I loved it. Love it. I am using, because I always forget to tell you these details with my sock knitting, but now I seem to have more sock knitters joining me on my channel, which I love. Hello, welcome. This particular needle is a Haya Sharp 2.25 9-inch circular. 9-inch circulars, small circulars are my favorite needles for socks, and then I do the heels and toes with DPNs. 2.25 is my favorite gauge for socks for my tension. So yeah, and the Hayas are really nice. I love that that sharp tip, pointy, beautiful. Okay, so that was my sock start, and again, that's a Leo and Roxy yarn. And here you can see, I'll show you, because I only caked up the 150 gram. So this is my Timber Yarns 12 Days of Christmas self-striping sock yarn. This will be sock number 2 eventually. And look at those colors. Oh my gosh, those colors. Magnificent. So pretty. And I caked up sock number 1. So I will start that maybe this weekend. We'll see. Maybe. Isn't it pretty? Look at those colors. Literally, they're Smarties. Okay, and so in my sock knitting bag, I keep these are the minis that came with the Timber Yarns I'm pretty sure that I'm going to do the heels and toes with the brown, which is called Cake Boss. I do still think there are a few of these sets available at timberyarns.com if you are in love with that yarn. So what else do you keep in your knitting bag? I normally would have a little notions pouch in here, but I was too excited to get started, so I just chucked everything in. I keep a needle gauge. These came with the Sock of the Month Club. There was a little treat, a little extra treat in each package, and this was one of them, and it's really useful to just, because I do have one Rogue 2.5 Haya, and sometimes it gets mixed in with my other needles, and well, that would be a bummer if I knit a sock on that instead of my 2.25 and mixed it up. These are my my double point needles. I keep those in here. This is called a DPN Cozy. If you're looking for something similar, you can find them all over Etsy. Lots of wonderful makers make these. They're really, really useful things to have, especially when you've got your sock progress on those DPN needles. You can tuck it, you can tuck the whole sock hanging off the needles and just clip the buttons closed, and you're good to go. My sister-in-law, Kathy, made this one. And I don't know, I seem to always use this one. I never seem to switch up my DPN. And my Kitchener Stitch cheat sheet, which again was another treat from Leo and Roxy. And I think that you can actually purchase these notions on the Little Red Mitten shop site. So that's what I keep in my knitting bag. So I'm going to put this away because otherwise I'm going to get completely distracted and want to start working on my sock again. So until bedtime tonight, that will be going away. So that's it for me today. I'm going to tidy up the little mess that I've made here, and then I'm going to get back to work on my sewing. Have a great day, everybody. I hope you're well. I hope you're safe. I look forward to putting those auctions up at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on my Instagram. Again, that's at Off the Grid Needlearts. And I'll see you tomorrow. I better put this away fast or I'm not going to be able to help myself. All right, off I go. I'll see you tomorrow. Happy Flossmas. Happy stitching.